He's just one human. This will be over quick. General Vroth's voice was cold and proud as he stepped onto the surface of planet Cylon 9. His long claws clicked against the metal of his boots. Around him, 6 elite alien hunters stood tall, their armor glowing with green lights. They were the best of the best, trained to kill anything, even humans. A red sun hung low in the sky. The jungle around them was dark, silent, and heavy with fog. Strange animals moved between the trees, but the team didn't care. They came here for only one thing. They came to hunt a human. But not just any human. Subject 47, Vroth said to his team. Last known survivor of Earth's final war. Escaped 10 years ago. He is dangerous, but alone. One of the young hunters laughed. He's human. We are the hunters now. But deep in the shadows, someone else was listening. Hours passed. The jungle grew darker. The air felt thicker. The hunters moved in pairs, scanning the trees with heat sensors and motion trackers. No signs, no movement. Where is he? One whispered. Suddenly, a sound. A crack. The team froze. Movement, Sector 3, one hunter said through the comm. 2 of them turned left, walking toward the noise. Their weapons ready. Night vision on. A soft laugh echoed. Then, silence. Static on the radio. Team B, respond. Vroth shouted. No answer. He checked the camera feed from their helmets. It showed green jungle. Then one of the helmets hit the ground. The screen went black. Team C, go check. Vroth barked. Team C moved fast. They found broken branches, a trail of blood. No bodies. Just one thing, carved into the side of a tree with a knife. Round 2. Vroth's eyes narrowed. He's not running, he said. He's playing. Miles away, hidden under thick leaves, the human watched them through old binoculars. His face was covered in dirt and sweat. A scar crossed his right eye. He wore no armor. No glowing suit, just dark clothes and a backpack. But his eyes, they were sharp, cold, waiting. He whispered to himself, they never learn. He tapped a small button on a broken alien device. Somewhere behind the hunters, an old trap he had rebuilt clicked to life. Let's begin, he said. Back at the landing site, one of the ships exploded in flames. Boom. The ground shook. What was that? Shouted a hunter. He's targeting our tech, Vroth growled. He knows our systems. The young hunter who laughed earlier was now shaking. How? He's just one man. No, Vroth said, his voice low now. He's something else. I've fought humans before. They fight hard. But this one, he disappears. He plans. He becomes the jungle. Later that night, one hunter walked alone to collect supplies from a drop pod. As he opened the case, he heard breathing behind him. He turned fast. Nothing. He scanned with his heat sensor. Clear. Then he looked down. His own shadow was moving. Too late. A knife flashed. The feed went black. Only 4 remained now. The jungle was quiet, too quiet. Every step they took felt watched. One of them whispered, he's hunting us. Vroth stayed calm. He wants fear. Don't give it to him. But even he felt the pressure. The human wasn't just killing them. He was studying them, turning their tactics against them. Then they heard a sound in the trees. A song. Old. Human. Something from Earth's past. Run. Run. The hunter comes. A child's voice, slow and eerie. It was coming from their own helmets. He hacked us, shouted one alien. No, Vroth said slowly. He's speaking to us. Back in his hiding place, the human watched them gather under a tall rock. He pressed a small button. One more trap. Above them, a net of sharp spikes dropped fast. Screams. Blood. Only Vroth and one hunter escaped. They ran deeper into the jungle, leaving their dead behind. Far away, the human smiled for the first time. He pulled out an old photo from his pocket. A woman and child. Almost done, he said softly. He looked at the camera drone floating near him. He let it see his face. "Tell your people," he said, eyes locked on the lens. "I'm not prey. I'm what hunts you in the dark." The forest was silent again. Too silent. General Vroth stood near the remains of the last trap. Blood soaked the grass. 3 of his best hunters were gone. One of them was his own son. The surviving soldier, Krell, kept scanning the trees. His hands shook. "We should leave, General," Krell said, voice low. "This is not a hunt. It's a message." Vroth didn't answer. He looked at the jungle, eyes narrow. His pride was hurt. But worse, his fear was growing. Only hours ago, they were laughing. Now, they were bleeding. And the human hadn't even shown his full face yet. Flashback. 10 years ago. The final days of Earth. Alien forces, Vroth's kind, had invaded, sure of an easy win. They found cities empty. Streets burned. Then came the humans. Dirty, tired, angry, but not afraid. And among them, one soldier moved like a shadow. He didn't talk. He didn't sleep. He just fought and vanished. They called him Ghost of Detroit. No record, no rank, just kills. Then one day, he disappeared. No one knew where he went. Until now. Back in the jungle, Krell whispered, "What is he?" "A machine." Vroth growled, "No. Worse, he's a man who lost everything." Hours passed. The sun was low again. The jungle started to hum with strange sounds. Not animals. Drones. Vroth opened a case and sent 2 scout drones ahead. Find him. End this. The drones moved fast. Silent. One flew high, one flew low. For a few minutes, they picked up nothing. No movement. No heat. Then, static. The screens turned to black. Both drones. Gone. Krell panicked. He sees everything. He's watching us. Vroth grabbed him. "Control yourself. He wants us afraid." "But I am afraid," Krell shouted. A voice came from the trees. "Good." They looked up. A figure jumped from one branch to another, fast and light. Vroth fired his blaster. Missed. Something metal flew from the trees. A sharp disc. It sliced through Krell's armor. He fell to the ground, gasping. Vroth turned and ran. For the first time in his long warrior life, he ran. He didn't stop until he reached the ridge above the forest. Breathing heavy, he looked down at the trees. He called for backup. No signal. He tried the ship. No signal. Everything was cut off. Suddenly, his helmet buzzed. A video started playing, hacked into his system. It showed old war footage, humans fighting aliens. Brave. Violent. Then, the same human face from before, covered in blood. Smiling. The voice came through. "Still think this is a hunt?" Meanwhile, far from the ridge, the human sat inside a hidden shelter. It was made from old alien tech, scraps, and earth gear. This was not his first battle. This was not his first trap. He looked at the screen, tracking Vroth's movements. A red dot blinked. He was watching him live. "General Vroth," he whispered, "you killed my unit. Burned Earth. Called us weak." He looked at the photo again. His family. "Now I'll show you what weak becomes when it has nothing left." He stood up and walked to the corner of the shelter. A map of the jungle was on the wall, with red marks everywhere. Each mark, a trap. That night, Vroth moved carefully. He found a strange path, filled with broken machines, strange symbols, and hidden doors. He followed it to a cave. Inside, he stopped. Walls were covered in war photos, human writing, alien helmets, bones. It was a memorial, a warning, and in the center, one line written in Old Earth English. "Welcome to Earth 2. Vroth stepped back. He suddenly understood. This was never a rescue mission. This was a graveyard, a trap made years ago. The human wanted them to come. He lured them here. Back at the shelter, the human cleaned his weapons. Knives, blasters, traps. He checked one last message saved on an old Earth recorder. It was his commander's voice. "If you hear this, they found you. Finish what we started. Make Earth proud." The human clicked it off. He whispered to himself. One by one, he walked out into the night. Up in the sky, Vroth saw something glowing. A flare, a signal. He looked through his scope. The human stood alone in a clearing. No weapon in hand, just standing, smiling. Vroth aimed his rifle, pulled the trigger. Nothing. Click. The gun was jammed. He looked down. His hands were shaking. Then his helmet beeped. One word appeared. Boom. The smoke cleared slowly. General Vroth opened his eyes. Dirt and blood covered his armor. He had been thrown by the blast, a hidden mine under the ridge. His comm device sparked, useless. His leg was injured. His pride was worse. He pulled himself to a tree and sat. Alone. His last soldier was gone. His ship, damaged. His plan, destroyed. He wasn't hunting anymore. He was surviving. The human, known only as Subject 47, walked silently through the jungle. The blast he triggered wasn't meant to kill, just to break, to send a message. He moved like a ghost, blending into the shadows. His face calm, focused. In his mind, every step was part of the mission. Every trap, every move, all part of his long plan. This planet was no accident. He had chosen this place for a reason. Years ago, after Earth fell, a small group of human survivors escaped. Quietly, secretly, they took alien ships, built hidden labs, and created safe zones. They called this place Earth 2, not a home, but a trap. A planet full of deadly terrain, hidden bunkers, and old weapons. A place meant for one thing: revenge. But the aliens didn't know that. They thought the human was hiding. They didn't know he was waiting. Vroth crawled into a cave for cover. He lit a flare. The walls were marked with human writing. He read the scratched message. "You killed my world. I built this one to kill yours." Vroth shook his head. "Madness," he whispered. Then he saw something else. Footprints. Not one set. Two. He froze. Another human. No, maybe more. Back in the command shelter, deep underground, Subject 47 stood in front of a screen. It showed heat scans from across the jungle. One blip was Vroth. The others were blank spaces, empty zones that shouldn't be empty. He narrowed his eyes. "Someone else is here," he said. He turned and walked into a hidden hallway. Behind a thick steel door, dust-covered old equipment, old crates, and something even stranger. A broken pod. Human size. Empty. Flashback. 3 years ago. A team of humans landed on Earth 2. 5 soldiers. 1 engineer. And her. Sarah. She had been smart. Brave. She helped build the traps, the maps, the systems. She also disappeared. One day, she walked into the jungle and never came back. Now Subject 47 looked at the open pod again. "Sarah," he whispered. He picked up a small silver device from the floor. It was hers, still warm. He tightened his grip. "She's alive." Meanwhile, Vroth limped deeper into the jungle. Night was falling again. He stopped near an old tree and tried to rest. Suddenly, he heard movement. He turned quickly. A shape stood behind him. Small, fast, human. Not 47. A young woman. She wore old armor and held a rifle pointed straight at him. "Get up," she said. Vroth raised his hands. Another voice spoke from the trees. Told you he wouldn't die easy. Subject 47 stepped out from the shadows. Vroth looked between them. There are two of you. The woman smirked. You think we'd let one man handle this? The trap was now clear. The aliens thought they were hunting one. But the humans had planned this for years. Every signal, every flare, every dead end, all part of the game. They wanted the aliens to think it was just one human. Because fear grows bigger in the dark, and fear is stronger when you feel alone. Vroth looked at them, bleeding, broken. What do you want from me? He asked. Subject 47 leaned close. We want them to fear us. Not just me. All of us. Every human you thought was dead. He looked into the jungle, then back at Vroth. Run back to your empire. Tell them what happens when you corner a human. Vroth stared at them both. You'll never stop us. The woman raised her gun. Good. We're just getting started. Final scene. A new alien squad in deep space receives a transmission. Grainy. Broken. Static-filled. It's Vroth's voice. All he says is, he wasn't alone. Then the screen shows a new word burned into a tree. We're coming. The jungle was alive with strange sounds, but not just animals this time. The alien hunters felt it first. Something was wrong with their equipment. Their helmets flickered. Their sensors showed strange readings. It was like the jungle itself was against them. General Vroth sat by a small fire, his eyes scanning the darkness. His remaining soldiers looked tired, nervous. They're using our own technology against us, said Krell, the youngest hunter left. Vroth nodded slowly. The human. He's smart. He's not just a fighter. He's a weapon. Inside his hidden base, Subject 47 smiled. He was preparing his next move. He turned on an old Earth device, a music player. Through the speakers, a slow, haunting song played. Run, run, the hunter comes. The aliens froze when the song played through their helmets. This is impossible, one said. Our comm systems are hacked. Vroth clenched his fists. He's breaking our minds. The music was just the start. Suddenly, the alien soldiers began to see things. Shadows moved where nothing should be. Ghostly faces appeared in the trees. The jungle was playing tricks on their brains. Vroth's voice was firm, but inside he was afraid. Focus. Fight the fear. Subject 47 wasn't just attacking their minds. He was attacking their machines too. He uploaded a virus into the aliens' AI drones, making them shut down or turn on their own team. Boom. One drone crashed into a tree. Another flew in circles, blind. The aliens were losing control. Vroth remembered the old stories humans told during war about using fear as a weapon. He shouted to his soldiers, remember your training. Fight or die. But fear was already inside them. Flashback. Subject 47's memories. He remembered Earth's last battle. His team had been betrayed by their own commanders. They were left alone, hunted by aliens and traitors. He lost his friends, his family, but he survived, because he learned to use the enemy's fear against them. Back in the jungle, the aliens' ranks were breaking. Krell whispered, we should surrender. Vroth shook his head. Never. Suddenly, the human appeared again. This time, he didn't hide. He walked slowly into the clearing, his eyes cold, steady. Vroth raised his weapon, but the human raised a hand. Wait. The human's voice was calm. I don't want to kill you. Not yet. Vroth narrowed his eyes. Then why are you destroying us? The human smiled. Because you destroyed us first. You thought we were weak. But you never fought a human broken enough to survive. The human stepped closer. Look around you, General. He pointed to the trees, marked with strange signs and symbols. This jungle isn't just a forest. It's a weapon. A place where humans learn to fight back. where fear becomes power. Vroth saw his soldiers trembling behind him. The human's words cut deeper than any blade. Suddenly, alarms blared. The aliens looked up. From the trees, dozens of figures appeared, human fighters. They were ready. They were armed. And they were coming for revenge. The jungle exploded into chaos. Alien weapons fired. Human guns replied. Bullets cut through thick leaves and dirt. General Vroth shouted orders, trying to hold the line. But the humans were everywhere, fast, silent, and deadly. Subject 47 moved like a shadow, leading his team through the fight. "Stay low. Use the trees," he ordered. His voice was calm, but his eyes burned with purpose. He wasn't just fighting for survival. He was fighting for justice. The aliens tried to push back, but they were losing ground. Their tech was failing. Their soldiers were tired. One by one, they fell. Krell, the young hunter, fought desperately beside Vroth. "We can still win," he yelled. Vroth shook his head. "This is more than a fight. It's a lesson." Suddenly, a loud explosion shook the forest. A hidden human bomb had blown up an alien supply ship. Vroth's face grew dark. "This changes everything," he said. The humans moved closer, taking ground inch by inch. Subject 47 saw the chance. "Now," he whispered. His team surged forward, weapons ready. In the middle of the battle, Vroth caught a glimpse of the young woman, Sarah. She fired expertly, cutting down 2 aliens. Vroth realized she was more than just a fighter. She was the heart of this resistance. The fight went on for hours. The jungle was filled with smoke and screams. Finally, the aliens began to retreat. Vroth's voice was bitter. "We will return." Subject 47 looked at the retreating enemy. He wiped sweat from his face. This is just the beginning. The jungle was quiet now. The battle was over, but the war was not. Subject 47 sat by a small fire, cleaning his weapons. His eyes looked tired but sharp. Beside him, Sarah checked the old map on her tablet. "We've slowed them," she said, "but they'll come back stronger." Subject 47 nodded. "They always do." Suddenly, a signal beeped on their comm devices. A voice, unfamiliar, distorted. "Help us," it said. "Trapped inside. Need rescue." Subject 47 frowned. "Is it a trap?" Sarah shook her head. "We can't ignore it." They moved carefully through the jungle, following the signal. The trees grew thicker, the air heavier. Finally, they'd reached an old underground bunker. The door was locked tight. Subject 47 scanned it. "Old human tech," he said. "I can open it." With a few quick taps, the door hissed open. Inside, dim lights flickered. They found a small group of survivors, humans like them, but weak and scared. "We thought we were the last," one said. "We've been hiding for years," another added. As they helped the survivors out, Subject 47 felt a strange chill. Something wasn't right. Suddenly, alarms blared. The bunker started to shake. Sarah grabbed his arm. Ambush. Aliens poured in from hidden tunnels. A fierce fight broke out. Subject 47 and Sarah fought back to back. Bullets flew. Knives flashed. But the humans were outnumbered. Just when all seemed lost, a group of new fighters appeared. Humans, aliens, and even some machines. They pushed back the attackers. Subject 47 stared at the leader, a tall figure in glowing armor. "Who are you?" he asked. The figure smiled. "We're not just survivors," she said. "We're the future." As the dust settled, Subject 47 realized this was bigger than revenge. It was a battle for survival, for all of humanity. And the fight was far from over. The jungle was quiet again. But this time, the silence felt heavy. Subject 47 and his team stood at the edge of a vast alien fortress. It was the heart of the enemy's power, their command center. "This ends now," Sarah said. Subject 47 nodded. They had one chance. Inside the fortress, General Vroth prepared his last defense. His soldiers were tired, wounded, but still loyal. He looked at a map. "Destroy them here," he ordered. No mercy. The humans moved like shadows through the fortress halls. Traps and alarms tried to stop them. But Subject 47 was ready. "Watch your step," he warned. The battle began. Bullets echoed through metal corridors. Explosions shook the ground. Vroth's soldiers fought fiercely. But the humans were stronger, fueled by years of pain and hope. At the heart of the fortress, Subject 47 faced Vroth. Their eyes locked. No words, only silence before the final fight. They battled hard. Blades clashed, guns fired. Each blow was a story of loss, of anger, of survival. Finally, Subject 47 gained the upper hand. He looked into Vroth's eyes. "Your hunt is over." Vroth fell. The fortress began to collapse. Sarah grabbed Subject 47's arm. Time to go. They ran through falling debris. Outside, the jungle air was fresh and free. Subject 47 looked back once. The fortress was gone, a symbol of the past. He turned to his team. "We survived." Sarah smiled. "But now we build." The humans weren't just survivors anymore. They were warriors, guardians of a new world.